Hello my friend, Amner Hunter here from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you in another video. This time around we're gonna be checking out a very cool sampler plugin and virtual instrument collection by the company Arcade. This is called Output and it includes an ever-growing and weekly ever-growing collection of samples that are turned into samplers and also into virtual instruments. The possibilities are endless. There is a 30-day free trial available, fully featured, and also there is a 50% off in the first month of this plugin. I'm gonna leave you the link in the video description, and you can consider this as a sponsored video by Output. They approached me to create this video for you guys, but all of the thoughts and opinions remain 100% objectively mine. Before we begin with the content, let me invite you quickly to my website amnerhunter.com, where you can get some freebies such as some free PDF guides and ebooks, also some free tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. So now let's explore Arcade. So first, let's talk about what is really Arcade. So this is a huge collection, ever-growing collection of samples that are turned into samplers and then also virtual instruments, right? So you have a collection of sounds that can be manipulated in many ways and be used as virtual instruments, right? Of many different categories. Output, it's feeding this collection weekly with new stuff. This is a plugin, of course. You open up the plugin and you have here the home page. You have a ton of different sounds and instruments. So for instance, let's go through some of these. You can, by the way, audition before downloading the sampler, and you have access also to the individual samples that created that sampler or virtual instrument. So for instance, let's take a listen to this brigade of buckets, and it gives you a small description of what it is. You can listen here to the sounds that you're gonna have access to with your MIDI keyboard, virtual MIDI keyboard, or physical MIDI keyboard. We have here recommended to get started, instruments to get started, let's say soft serve. Alright, hypnotic drones, for instance. If you download an instrument, let's say you just click there and it takes not so much time to download if it's a sampler. Virtual instruments, they take a bit longer to download, but still I think it's pretty quick. Also, you have the search tab here. Here we can search samplers. There are more than 4,000 samplers, right? The same. You go here to all of these different samplers. You can play and preview. You have tons of categories here. As you can see, if you are looking for some synths, some keyboards, some percussions, pianos and stuff. For instance, let's take a look here at synths, and it will display everything that fits in that category day after day. Let's check it out. Tasty leads. Great. So for instance, let's download it, and it's not slow, as you can see. And now I can access to it just by clicking here. I'm gonna show you that in a moment, but let's go to, for instance, the instruments section, and these are full virtual instruments. You can also preview them and download them. These instruments take a bit more than the samplers. Also, you have the individual samples that created a particular instrument. You have here more than 13,000 samples, right, that can be turned into sampler just by clicking here. It provides you with the key, tempo and stuff like that, and you can go ahead and download it as well. Huge collection, so I think you're never run out of ideas. Let's go back here to the samplers. The one that I downloaded was this, right? Day after day. So if you click on this keyboard icon, you can now go to the main window where you have the controls to shape the sounds. I'm gonna go into that a bit deeper. And you have here the white notes on your keyboard and the black notes on your keyboard when appear like this with different shapes and icons and stuff. These are modifiers. These morph the actual sounds of the white keys. Let me give you an example. Right? And listen what happens when I click one of these black keys. And you can access them here, the modifiers. Also, you have many options to shape these sounds. You have 4 macro controls for sweep wash, for instance. Delay. Gorgeous delay. Retrofy. A bit wobble effect, tremolo. Right, and you can tweak all of these sounds further, not only with the macro controls, but with more specific controls here in the tweak area or down here. So for instance, let's go here to the tweak area, right? And you have the same sample edit, modifiers, mixer, modulation, macros, and playback are here. Here you can shape the sounds even further. You have here, for instance, in the sample edit, you can go ahead and edit the sample of this sampler, filters and stuff like that, right? You have also some advanced options here, also effect synths. Here is the modifier edit. Here you have the option to edit what is doing this morphing control. If I press, you have here a sequencer, for instance, and you can go ahead and edit that as well. You click on these 3 dots and you can go ahead and edit it here. Let's suppose that you are out of that window. So click here, edit, and it will take you to this modifier edit window, right? You have also the mixer with all of the effects, send 1 and send 2. You can choose here different effects. You have the master here. And you have, of course, the mixer with volume and panning and the synths. You decide how much of the sounds are being sent to these effects in the send 1 and send 2. You have modulation as well. And here are the macros, right? The 4 macro controls that are in the main window can be further personalized. We can change, for instance, here in this tremolo, the rate, the chorus input, chorus output, amazing, and tons of control. And here you have the playback, right? Speed, input, quantize, and legato. Also, one thing that you have control over is the pitch of this sampler that can be controlled here, and the key note as well. If you want to change it, octave, key, minor, major. For instance, let's change this. You have all of this control for many virtual instruments and samplers. And also you have access to the individual samples that created those samplers and virtual instruments. Amazing stuff. Let's go here to the search. If I click here on this device, we have access to everything that we have downloaded. You can audition it before using it. Let's check it out.
Lights are in the
Just to give you an example, you can also change here instruments. So imagine the possibilities of all of this huge and ever-growing collection. Let's change here, Nightmare Profanation. Very, very impressive. That's why I think this is the ultimate plugin for that. It feels like a breeze. Super quick to access everything, super quick to download it, super organized and all that. You have here your stuff as well. You have access to everything that you have downloaded, 104 samples. You can put them as favorites, custom imported samples. You can import your own samples here and build your own samplers. So let's go to another part here of the search function, the lines. These are collections, entire collections of samplers. For instance, if we access here the producer's orchestra, we're gonna have 42 samplers, for instance. Here you're gonna find brass, strings, and winds will elevate your tracks, and you have also tons of these collections. And you can see here how many samplers it includes. Very, very impressive. The one that I have downloaded is the vintage synths. Yeah, I have this already here. So I go to the lines page, and like I said, these are entire collections, right? In this case, vintage synthesizers. I have now all of these 80 samplers, and I have access to them. So if I click here, I go to the main page. Just to give you an example of all of the possibilities. Everything is in top quality, 100% royalty free to create your music and stuff like that, to produce for commercials. You have many options in this monthly subscription. Even though everyone that uses Arcade has the access to these libraries, you can reshape them in many ways to make them your own. So let me show you some more sound examples. Go ahead and check it out. There is a free trial available. It's a steal for the monthly subscription to have unlimited access to all of this. Please let me know what you think of this awesome virtual instrument collection. and samplers. I am very interested to know your opinion about this plugin. Before we leave, let me invite you one last time to my website, abnerhunter.com, where you can get some additional freebies, such as some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, also some free tools, such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out my blog or this channel, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon in the next one. All right, bye bye, take care.